Ring of Elysium is a free-to-play battle royale game created by Auroa Studio and published by TCH Scarlet Limited, both of which are owned by Tencent Games. It uses the Quicksilver X gaming engine and was released in 2018 on Steam. Many players compare it to PUBG, and some say it's actually better than PUBG. It's pretty typical as far as battle royale games go. A ring of volcanic ash closes in on the map, forcing all players to the final area where a chopper will arrive to rescue some people. I say some because that chopper only has 4 available seats, and that could be any 4 players, even players from different squads. It's literally a first come, first served situation when it comes to those chopper seats. The game features different ways to move around the map, like monster trucks, bicycles, hang gliders, and grappling hooks, and definitely tries to bring some innovation to the battle royale genre of games. So the question becomes, is this a game that can possibly hold its own against games like Warzone, Apex Legends, and Fortnite? Or is it a game that is already dead, yet in denial about its own status? Let's find out together in today's ×2 review. Hey guys, Extermicide here, and I'm with my buddy Ark.
What's up, guys? Nice seeing everybody again.
And it's time for another ×2 review, and today we are playing Ring of Elysium, a battle royale type game. Created in 2018, publisher TCH Scarlet Limited, and developer Auroa Studios. Never heard of either one of those companies, but they're both owned by Tencent Games. Gotta ask, have you ever played this game?
I've only played about 3 rounds of this game.
Okay. I played probably about 6. And I would say half of those were wins. So it's gonna be interesting because it's been a bit. It's gonna be interesting to see if this game still has a population to it, you know, and whether or not it's still any good. It's still getting constant upgrades and updates and stuff. So before we jump into it, let's check out the 2 stores they seem to have. They have a coin store up here. Check that out first. And this seems to be where you can buy loot crates. Not a big fan of loot crates. Legalized freaking gambling. However, you can buy trinkets and some really freaking fancy car skins. And then hopping over to the EP store, more loot crates, costumes, name change. Nothing I see is pay per win, which is good. And then hopping over the currency packs, this is where you can buy your in-game money using real life cash. So I've seen worse cash shops in games.
I mean, they're all skins except for one opportunity to make more money in the game. You know, like
yeah, I'm just not a big fan of freaking loot boxes. I'm really kind of against those.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. So let's hit that start button and let's see how fast we get into a match here. Yay! Waiting for one player to finish loading.
Selection begins in 3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, where do you want to freaking go? How about we go there? Atroot City. So it looks like we have a Captain Ajax here on our team too, who has a working mic, but I don't know what the freaking push to talk key is set to.
I don't know what I was just thinking about that too.
As the players join the game, they have lodged themselves heading for the same roof. He tries to jump inside, but fails.
He's broadcasting by every room.
The player is non-chatty, so I must narrate his actions for myself. He runs up the stairs that I was just a silly fool.
Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
There you go. He tries to run away from me, but fails. Thinking
Get
that he
some
can get
commentary.
away from the net. I follow him around, but he still will not accept the fact that he cannot talk. Press U.
What?
Someone is dying. How did it happen? Got him. I go in and see what Arkyan's doing.
I'm gonna
he's
see what
running away.
Arkyan's doing. But he's
Afraid
running away.
of what he's able to face in life. So goodbye, my friends.
How come his health is almost all the way down already? Oh, he's dead. His items are here. He's dead.
So it sounds like him coming over to see me was more damage to his health than anything.
I don't know if he jumped off a roof or if he got shot. I didn't hear gunfire.
Well, nonetheless, he was actually pretty funny.
Okay, he got his 2 seconds of fame. I kind of wish he stuck around longer. Alright, running up the hill. Well, keep in mind though, anyone else we fight or see, they're in groups of 3. Work our way up there's that windmill and see what kind of view we have. Where's the winner? These doors are all been open, so someone's been here already. Right across the way from us where I just marked. Just saw a guy running. Behind that tree.
I see him.
He should have 2 buddies. Shitload of ammo in here if you need ammo. Well, the world is really freaking quiet. Did you just jump through a window?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you need a vest?
No, it should be alright.
Wow. Is it going to push us off the continent over to those islands?
That's a good one.
So I'm pulling the back on the S key to pull my nose back.
Straight ahead, but 210 on the boat. So it's worse than
No, isn't those 3 islands? Isn't that the safe zone? Okay. I mean, shade blue.
So what's yellow means we got to get out of there, right? So we gotta
Right.
cross this bridge.
Correct.
All right. Be a good time to use those jetpacks to fly over this thing quicker. Where was that boat at? Oh, so the boat was off to the left.
To the left.
No.
I'm jumping over this because I don't want to go straight up the road and somebody might be waiting at the end there. Yeah, see, I hear gunshots. So, I push to the next building. I hear footsteps outside the window.
He's pushing down on you.
Tagged him once. Get me up, get me up. He jumped through that window just as I was reloading. Okay. Boom. All right. He couldn't have been alone.
You look like he was. I only saw one person pushing.
That sounded like a hang glider.
Look at all the freaking weapons and ammo in this game. Good lord.
And empty bottles of wine. Holy shit.
Oh.
We gotta start moving.
All right. Oh, you know that would have been good, dude. Just use our gliders to go over most of the game.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
As soon as I jumped in, I started thinking about that. Ah!
That's stupid. Volcanic ash should not be hurting us right now because we're in water.
Barely made it on that one.
Chopper is incoming. There's still 19 people.
There's still a lot of people here.
All right. There's a chopper over there to our left. Time to shine. There's the helicopter. I do see someone running for the zone already. Five people left. Okay, so
That
three
went
more.
down from 19 down to nothing, didn't it?
They're on the roof.
Okay, I see.
Attention everyone. This helicopter will only stay for a short period of time. There are 4 seats. Please board as soon as possible. I repeat, there are only 4 seats. Please board as soon as possible.
Are you pushing?
I'm down. He's coming for you. He's rushing. He's rushing you. Yep, he's right behind that tree. I'm down. Unless you can get me up. They got you?
Yeah, you got me.
All right.
Not bad.
3 seats left.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that definitely
came
that
down to the last
grappling
group.
thing- that grappling would have been better to have, I think.
All personnel on board, prepare for takeoff. I repeat, prepare for takeoff.
I think that has more versatility than that glider does.
All right, you ready to score this?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let's start off with graphics. You go first.
I thought they were good. They weren't, like, obviously they weren't high end, at least in my opinion, but I didn't have any objections whatsoever. They weren't pixelated and I really didn't have any objections to them. So I think for myself, I would think that we're gonna go a scale of probably 0 to 20, correct? So
Correct.
I'm gonna go with honestly, I don't really have a problem with it. I'm gonna say probably maybe like a 16 or something.
Okay. Graphics to me were very well done. I was actually surprised that this is a DX12 game. That actually surprised me. I'm not actually sure. I didn't look up to see what engine it's running. It could be an Unreal Engine, but I didn't see the logo when we loaded it up, so I'm not sure what engine it's running. But the graphics were actually pretty good. I noticed that there were some ambient effects, like some fog and everything like that, and I thought the animations were pretty damn good. So I'm going to go with a 17. You know, they're not quite like Call of Duty Warzone, you know, that good, you know, but they're good nonetheless. That brings us to sound and music. I'll take this one first. Sound, I actually thought was pretty spot on. The locational audio can break or make a good battle royale game, and the positional audio in this game I thought was very well done. If there was someone outside the window running around, I could hear the footsteps. The gunfire gave me a really good idea of where there were people and in what direction to travel. On the menus, I did actually take time to actually listen to some of the music, and it was nice. It was good music for the game and everything. I'm gonna go with 19 with the sound and music.
I think for myself, I think I'm gonna actually like give it an 18, and the reason why is I felt that out of everything that was in the game, I really felt that was the one thing that I felt most in tuned with, because obviously you're trying to listen for ambient sounds and everything, and it was good. It was my senses were most with that game. So with that part of it, so I liked it. I think that was the best part of the game. So I'm gonna give it an 18.
Okay, next we have UI and menus. Go ahead.
So I mean, granted, so this is the first time playing in a very, very long time, and just getting familiar with the UI. It took me maybe about 6 rounds to get kind of a good feel for like what to do, how to do, and the quick load of how to get things off another person and everything. Wasn't much of a struggle. So I felt that the UI in the beginning was pretty self-explanatory. All you got is tabs going across. That wasn't too difficult. I didn't have too much of any difficulties whatsoever, other than just trying to understand the actual inventory of picking things, and that just comes with time and grade. So honestly, I don't have any problem with that. So I'm just gonna give it like an 18 or something, because I didn't have any problems whatsoever.
Okay. For me, I didn't have too much of a problem either. Actually, I was pretty shocked to go in and find that they actually had settings in there for ultra wide monitor. It was much appreciated that they actually had that in there. The one thing that I would complain about, but I would have to complain about this too with gameplay also, but I think it kind of falls into this category a little bit, is I don't know if there's classes in this game, but the particular character that we were playing, you use that hang glider. Your E key is usually defined for looting, climbing stuff, you know, it's your use key. And they had it also defined to use your hang glider. So it kind of sucked ass when you went to loot something, you press the E key to grab it and you would shoot into the air because of your hang glider. And like I said, this could fall into freaking gameplay complaint. It could also, you know, fall into freaking UI, because I'm sure we can go into UI and probably hotkey that key for the hang glider to a different key.
Yeah.
But by default, it should not be the E key. And that would be my biggest freaking complaint with what I saw with the UI. I'm gonna go 15 here, but that also means that I can't sit there and punish it again with gameplay. So I'm not going to punish it for this reason in gameplay. So in UI and menus, I'm giving it a 15. So that brings us to gameplay. And why don't you go ahead and take this first?
Actually, I'm gonna go like what you just said for 15 on the actual gameplay, only because there's so much muscle memory that we're so used to doing, and using E as a way to deploy your glider. That was like, I know that him and I have both made multiple mistakes of when we went to do something, particularly trying to get to either to the helicopter or using those supply crate drops and stuff, that wasn't the best time to make that mistake and everything. So that was the only part that was a little bit irritating. So I mean, but other than that, I think it was a fun game. So gameplay, honestly, I mean, I particularly myself, I didn't fear death like I normally would be playing these, like PUBG or Tarkov, where my heart's racing 300 miles per hour, you know. So I really didn't feel any stress at all. And particularly earlier, you know, when we had lack of players, that there were a group of 3 UI or AIs that were basically just tracking back and forth. You could tell they were following each other. So it was like, well, okay, there wasn't really much of a fear of death in the end. But when we finally did get into an actual scuffle with real players, and yeah, it started heating up, and population for me was the kind of the big issue for that and everything. So again, I just wish there was more people. It was a good game. I didn't have any problems with it. So I'm still going to give it a 15.
Okay. For me, like I said, I've already kind of criticized that whole E key thing, so that's already out of my freaking system. One thing I did not like is in most battle royals, you jump out of the plane and you kind of navigate down to the map and you parachute to where you want to be. Now, this isn't every other game. This is trying to be its own thing. It's trying to be different. I get that. What I didn't like, however, is selecting on the map where you want to spawn in instead of flying down or whatever. To me, this allowed you to, oh, a bunch of people are spawning over here, well then I'm gonna spawn over here. It gave you an idea of where everybody was. You could see where everyone else was going to spawn. And to me, for this type of game, I don't really want to know where everyone is spawning. I mean I do, you know, just to be my selfish self, but I don't think anyone should know where the other people are spawning. It should be secret. You're hunting these people down. You're gonna run into them on accident and everything. You shouldn't have a basic idea that, oh, there's a bunch of people over here in the northwest. I saw that they all spawned over there. So that I didn't really freaking like. The vehicles operated real freaking good. I was happy to see that, and I like the fact that there's other kind of vehicles like bicycles and hang gliders and stuff and everything. The combat was really good. I did it in a third-person view. I had no problem with lining up my shots and shooting the people. My biggest complaint would just be that spawning in part and knowing where everybody is. So I'm going to land on a 14 with gameplay and combat, which finally brings us to Cash Shop, pay to win. I'll go ahead and take this first. I saw no pay to win in this title. However, what I did see was loot crates. I am not a fan of loot crates at all. I look at it as legalized gambling, or the fact that you're teaching young kids to start gambling at an early age. To sit there and buy crates and hope that you're going to get that particular skin, and if you don't, keep forking out money for it and everything, I just don't think those things have a place in any of the games that we play these days. It's just too much like gambling. And you know, I may be sounding like an old fuddy-duddy when I say that and everything, but it's just how I feel about it. I just don't think they have a place in video games. not when real money is involved. So for cash shot pay to win, I'm going to land on a 10.
So I'm kind of torn between this. Is that the way I'm looking at that when you finish a round, you claim items. And I saw multiple figurines, I saw multiple weapons that I was potentially picking up different colored skins. I can maybe modify colors and so forth. And maybe that shortens down the amount of, like what I said before, like me, you might have a 1 in 40 chance of getting this particular box, but does that mean that if you have that mod already or that skin already, does that increase your chances of winning it even more? I don't know, but definitely for me, I'm looking at it's definitely a cash grab that, you know, there's a lot of chances that you're just gonna get skins without actually getting the actual permanent money thing. And so I don't know, I don't know how I feel about that.
Even the pricing to buy the in-game currency I thought was a little high too. I forgot to mention that. But I've seen, you know, you could purchase in-game currency in a lot of other games, but it did seem a little on the high side in this particular title.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think I might just go about 12. I was kind of torn in between that, but I think that's what I'm gonna go for.
Okay, so adding up my totals, I came up with a total score of 75.
And I came up with a total of 79.
Adding those totals together gives us a total of 154. And dividing it by 2, since there's 2 of us playing, gives us a final score of 77. Which gives us a final letter grade of... With a grade of B, this game is considered good and is really worth your time to check out. It falls a little short in some areas, but overall it really is a solid and good game with more good things happening within than bad. We definitely feel this game is worth your time and hard drive space, so make sure you give it a look. Anyways, that's it for our ×2 review for this game. We hope you enjoyed it and found it informative, and we will catch you again on the next ×2 review.